Hello, this is Michelle Lee, and I'm Korean American. And so every year we try to go to Korea in the summer, and all the time I notice things that are just a bit different than compared to America. And I just thought that something that was really interesting was the reserved seats on the buses and subways for elderly, disabled, or pregnant women. And so I'm going to share my screen and present to you on what I found really interesting. Um, and so, okay. And so I think this is kind of unique to Korea in the sense that there are specifically marked seats in public transportation. And it's basically an unsaid rule to not sit in these seats. And a lot of times when I ride the bus or subway, I saw, usually young people or just anyone, even if they're, hot or tired, they want to take a seat, they always stand up or sit somewhere else because to reserve these seats for elderly people, disabled or pregnant people. And yeah, I found this on buses. I found this, that you just see them all empty on subways too. You'll see the design is a bit different, but it all means the same thing. They're marked very clearly. And I think it was just interesting to think about why, since Korea, we still do have these Confucian values and culture, and respecting elders, respecting their wisdom is a really big part of Korean way of life and culture, especially honoring your elders, and I guess even the deceased. And I just found it interesting to compare it to American culture, since America, it's more capitalistic, I think, than Korea, and it would be more like every man for himself. And so they don't usually have these things on the public transportation, but people do still, I think, yield based on my experience, usually. And I think this was an interesting ad that I found that the Metropolitan Transportation Agency in New York City subway try to have these ads for giving up your seat to other people. But yeah, generally you don't find these clearly marked seats in American life or American public transportation. So I guess the reflection is it just makes me proud as a Korean to see these signs and the way they yield to people who really need the seats. And I hope that maybe some other countries or other places will start having these kind of signs to equalize this treatment for everyone, even if they're not able to speak up for themselves. Thank you.